design of automatic generation controller. So it is also known as ALFC. So we have to design an automatic generation controller for a single area power system network as well as for a double area power system network. A single area system is nothing but an isolated power system network. And when two such isolated power system networks are interconnected, we will get a double area system. So this is an isolated power system network represented as area 1. This is another isolated power system network, area 2. And when these two networks are interconnected by means of a transmission line, we will get a double area power system network. And the transmission line which interconnects the two areas is known as a tie line. And the power flowing through the tie line is known as tie line power interchange, denoted as P-tie, tie line power interchange. So we have to design automatic generation controller for single area system as well as for double area system. So let us first design the AGC for a single area power system network. AGC for single area system. So in control systems, you have already studied the different approaches for designing a controller. So we have mainly two approaches. They are state space approach and transfer function approach. So here we are using the transfer function approach. So for the AGC, we have different components like generator, load, prime mover, and the speed governor. So we have to design each of the parts individually and finally interconnect all of them. So first let us model the generator. The generator can be modeled by using swing equation. So you have to study swing equation in module 6. So let us study the derivation there. For instance, let us know the equation. This is the final equation for swing equation. 2h divided by omega s into d square delta delta divided by dt square is equal to delta pm minus delta pe, where h is the inertia constant, omega s is the synchronous speed of the generator in radians per second, delta is the load angle. The load angle is nothing but the angle between the stator magnetic field and rotor of a synchronous machine. Angle between stator magnetic field and rotor. So delta denotes the change in load angle. Delta Pm is the change in mechanical power input and delta Pe is the change in electrical power output. So this is the swing equation and we have to model the generator using swing equation. Okay. So we have swing equation like this. So in this equation, the term d square delta delta divided by dt square can be replaced as d by dt of delta omega. D square delta delta divided by dt square is replaced as d by dt of delta omega. So because d square delta delta by dt square can be written as d by dt of d delta delta by dt, and d delta delta by dt is equal to delta omega. D delta delta by dt is delta omega, which is similar to the concept d theta by dt is equal to omega. That is, theta is the angular displacement, then d theta by dt equals angular velocity omega. So we can replace d delta delta by dt by delta omega. So d square delta delta by dt square will be equal to d by dt of delta omega. So I have replaced it like that. So equation becomes 2h divided by omega s into d by dt of delta omega is equal to delta Pm minus delta Pe. So now the term omega s is taken into the derivative. As omega s is a constant, this can be taken in. without any change in the equation. And now look into this term, delta omega divided by omega s, that is actual speed of a machine divided by its synchronous speed. So what is that parameter indicates? Actual speed divided by synchronous speed, or actual speed divided by rated speed, which is nothing but the per unit speed. So this can be represented by delta omega itself. But keep in mind that in this equation, delta omega is in radians per second, whereas here delta omega is in per unit. So the equation becomes 2h into d delta omega divided by dt is equal to delta pm minus delta pe. And taking 2h to the right hand side, we will get d delta omega divided by dt is equal to 1 by 2h into delta pm minus delta pe. So now taking the Laplace transform. So what is the Laplace transform of d delta omega divided by dt? So if we have d by dt of f of t, the Laplace transform will be s into f of s. So Laplace transform of d delta omega by dt is s into delta omega of s. So this is nothing but capital letter omega. While taking Laplace transform, we have to represent the variable with its capital letter. So this is small letter omega and this is capital letter omega. So s into delta omega of s is equal to 1 by 2h into delta pm of s minus delta pe of s. So taking s to the right hand side, we will get delta omega of s is equal to 1 by 2hs into delta pm of s minus delta pe of s. This is the final equation for modeling a generator. Now we have to represent this equation as a block diagram. So this is the block diagram. So let us check. We have delta pm of s minus delta pe of s. So to obtain that term, I have used a summer here. Delta pm of s minus delta pe of s into 1 by 2hs into 1 by 2hs gives delta omega of s. So output will be delta omega of s. And this is the block diagram of the generator section. So now let us move on to the modeling of the load. So in a power system network, there are two types of loads. They are frequency dependent loads and frequency independent loads. So frequency dependent loads are inductive and capacitive loads. So we know that the inductive reactance XL is equal to 2 pi FL. So that is, it depends on frequency. Similarly, the capacitive reactance also. So frequency dependent loads, example are inductive and capacitive loads, and frequency independent loads are the resistive loads. So we have to consider both the loads, frequency dependent as well as frequency independent loads. So total electrical power output in a power system network is supplied to the frequency independent loads and the frequency dependent loads. So total electrical power output PE is equal to PL plus D into omega. So in terms of change in power, delta PE is equal to delta PL plus D into delta omega. So where delta PL is the change in frequency independent load and D into delta omega is the change in frequency dependent load. Here the term D is a constant which is defined as the ratio of percentage change in load to the percentage change in frequency, or D is a constant which denotes how much the frequency changes with the change in load. So now taking Laplace transform of this equation, we will get delta PE of S is equal to delta PL of S plus D into delta omega of S. So now we had the block diagram of the generator section like this. So this is the block diagram of the generator section. and in that we had the term delta PE of S, and here we have derived an expression for that term delta PE of S, which is equal to delta PL of S plus D into delta omega of S. So here we have to subtract delta PE of S from delta PM of S, that is delta PM of S minus delta PE of S, that is minus delta PL of S minus D into delta omega of S. So I am integrating this equation here. I am integrating the equation for delta PE of S into the block diagram of the generator. So it will be like this: delta PM of S minus delta PL of S minus D into delta omega of S. So minus D into delta omega of S. So the block diagram will become like this. So this is the integrated block diagram of the generator and the load. So here there is a simple feedback loop. So this feedback loop can be eliminated using block diagram reduction technique. So if we have a block diagram like this with a transfer function g of x and a feedback gain h of s, this feedback loop can be eliminated by using the equation g of s divided by 1 plus g of s into h of s. So here g of s is 1 by 2hs, so 1 by 2hs divided by 1 plus g of s into h of s. G of s is 1 by 2hs into h of s is d. So the answer will be 1 divided by 2hs plus d, so which is given here. So this is the reduced block diagram of the generator plus the load. So this is the block diagram for generator plus load. So next is the prime mover model. The prime mover can be either steam turbine, gas turbine, hydraulic turbine, etc. And the transfer function of a component can be written as its output divided by input. So for the turbine, if we are considering a steam turbine, the input will be the steam valve power PV and the output of the turbine will be the mechanical power PM. So in terms of change in power, the transfer function can be written as output power divided by input power, that is change in mechanical power output of the turbine divided by change in steam valve power PV. So a turbine can be modeled in the simplest way by using a first order transfer function like this: 1 divided by 1 plus STT, where TT is known as the turbine time constant, whose value ranges between 0.2 to 2 seconds. So turbine is modeled by a first order transfer function, and we can represent this equation as a block diagram like this. The input is delta PV of S, steam valve power delta PV of S. The transfer function is 1 divided by 1 plus STT, and output will be change in mechanical power delta PM of S. So this is the block diagram for prime mover, and next is the speed governor, which is a bit lengthier, so it will be discussed in the next video.